So ultimately, in terms of them being a clinical psychologist and sit and you think about helping somebody, don't often get to talk about their spirit. And I'm so blessed to be able to do this now, today, because it's true and it allows me to be whole. And so I thank you and I honor you for that, and I hope that you will gain something in terms of knowing how to go forward into the world that can be really, really harsh toward you as a gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender individual.
And that, continue just looking inside. When you face those difficulties in your society, just continue looking inside and trust that you, at your core of your being, you are fine.
The only thing that shifts people is connecting with something emotionally. When you shift on an emotional level, that those things that go into practice are natural. You're just not going to allow somebody to treat you badly. You won't. Your boundaries suddenly become very clear. Practice your boundaries. Know what you will allow and won't allow, and enforce it.
And I stopped her and I said, but I am happy. She turned around and said, it's not happiness, it's just stupidness. So I said, well, you know what, at the end of the day, I am happy, you can't accept it, so there's nothing I can do to change her mind. And that is how I started developing myself. However, there was times, as an individual, I found it very difficult.
You don't know if you can trust yourself. But what I'm thinking is, the first thing is, you should trust yourself, because this is the first thing, that if you can't trust anybody else, you can trust yourself. And that is where you have to start. Trust yourself, and then you trust God, and put your faith into your trust and God's trust.
From the age of 5 already, because of the faulty belief system that I was not valuable and that I was not worthy, whatever I went out to do and whatever I strived to do, I made sure that my goal was to be successful. And that message of success was kind of like, inadvertently, or I would say adversely, I used that measure as trying to reclaim my sense of worth and my sense of value. I shouldn't have done that. That was actually a faulty belief system, because by virtue of having been created by the divine, by the all-knowing, by the source itself, that in itself said that I was valuable and that I was worthwhile.
How do you get, or how do you feel or experience the stillness that you spoke about? Because I find that very challenging, and I haven't experienced the stillness yet. Even though people say, you'll be okay, motivational talks and whatever. How will I know when I've reached that stillness? So, yeah.
When you start observing yourself, you will find that the observer has to be quiet in order to watch everything. I'm kind of trying to break down something that seems it's almost this exoteric experience, but I'm trying to break it down for you in a kind of a practical way. Because that stillness is almost the soul. And how do you speak about the soul and experiencing it? So these are little ways that you can try. Starting off with the body, trying to be in the moment. Like, don't think about your past or your future or anything. Just watch the body now. Observe everything in the now. And that's where you're going to start becoming that observer person. And the silence will start showing itself.
How do you find yourself if you cannot remember who you are?
Right now it's hard to hear this. It's hard to hear me tell you that you are something and that you are special.